What's up, fish tankers? Cucumber Striker, Jedediah Cucumber Striker back for another swamp review. Shout out to all the clippers and content creators I steal clips from. You can find their links in the description. I meant to say description. And you could also like this video to help me in the algo and comment and subscribe. Day 14. The fishies play a little limbo. Taylor calls out Nifty for being in love with her, as well for being a big creepo. Taylor then rings the bell of beef on Nifty, with the challenge being tickle Jimmy, despite the 10-foot restraining order. Nifty refuses to participate in the challenge or leave, so Josie basically escorts her down to the basement.
And by that we mean you can do it or you can leave on your own volition.
Yeah, on my own volition. But it sounds like if I don't do it, that you're forcing me to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much.
Jesus Christ, do it.
Jet comes up and tells the fish that despite being universally hated by the fish, the production, and the fans alike, Nifty is exempt from all challenges and she will be staying in the tank, mostly because Jet likes the Minecraft bit that he plays on her.
Can't target Nifty too hard by orders of production. I want her to stay because there's this bit I run where I go up there at like 4 or 5 a.m. and I play Minecraft videos in her room. And I think that's really funny. And if you ruin that bit for me, I'll kick you off the show.
Later in the day, TJ gets a TTS referencing his R34 account.
Jay, stop cucking out to horse dick and internet and smash that blonde real human Jew Brian.
This is something that I referenced in my last video. R34 is like it's a DeviantArt site that's even more deviant, if you know what I mean. And he immediately packs up his things and leaves the tank with his fishtail between his fins. This is actually probably a good time to do a little update on some things I said in part 5, the last part from this series. Taylor is confirmed not to be a fish. She is just a contestant. I just so happened to be on Ben's Twitter and I found this. Basically, he posted a picture of a DM that illustrates that the site is having issues with adding new profiles, so they had just given Cole's old profile to Taylor, and that's why she was the only one on the fish board. Summer's voicemails are way crazier than I originally thought. I had just skimmed through them when I commented them in part 5, but goddamn, I finally had the chance to like sit down and listen to all of them, and these were insane. Unless if this is like an extremely elaborate bit that Jet is pulling on everyone, she's out of her goddamn mind. Oh, and also after not too long, TJ returned after getting a pep talk downstairs and apologizes to the cans for being a baby. Welcome back, TJ. We get New Year resis from the fish, but they're all pretty much just basic B and not really worth mentioning. It's also worth mentioning that the attic cam was caught throughout the day playing a very mysterious Morse code. Obviously, people cracked the Morse code. They were numbers. These numbers were a geolocation. The coordinates led to the Bethlehem Memorial Hospital in the UK, which is famous for its torturous treatment of its patients throughout its history. Patients were starved, beaten, and subject to brutal medical treatments. The hospital was also completely open to the public, and patients were a spectacle to the citizens of London. Shoutouts to Twitter user Holden Muller for cracking the case here. The New Year's Eve festivities began with Big God at the bar serving drinks, except for Jimmy, who's been permabanned from alcohol in the tank after his attack on Taylor. Gold Striker arrives and we begin with our first of many activities. Gold Striker arrives with our first of many planned activities for the night, and the first challenge is Swamp Croquet. The fish are split into 2 teams, with the losing team having to drink shots. Gold Striker himself even gets a couple hits on the old croquet hammer.
Oh, I got the grip on now.
Next, they play trivia, hosted by Chrissy Lynch.
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Don't you know this?
Let me see. Brian, I know you
Fuck you mean around.
Time's
Never
up.
say what I don't.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
LXX is showing
But with Jimmy not being allowed to drink and Shinji being cut off because he had already puked several times in the bathroom,
Where's
Shabu
Shinji?
shabu.
Where is Shinji? He went to go puke again.
Delaney ended up having to take almost all of the shots for her team, finally showing a bit of personality and bonding with Taylor. Taylor gives Gold Striker a hat that she had knit for him for New Year's.
Damn, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's extremely nice of you.
Probably would have made more sense for Christmas, eh? Then they go into B3 to play charades, where the charisma goblin Delaney runs into the bathroom on the verge of puking and starts yelling racial and homophobic slurs, while just being a general menace. She then tries to attack Jimmy with her shoe.
Oh, that's the worst idea. That's the person you really don't want to hit.
It's Delaney. I got
But thankfully they are separated before Jimmy gets extremely violent and breaks his totally real restraining order. And as the clock ticks down and we edge closer to 1973, when the ball drops, the fish are given one last challenge for the night. A last man standing dance party. Day 15. Except for Delaney, who can't stop throwing up on the couch. As the ball drops, Taylor and TJ share a kiss. While the dance party challenge is officially on its way, the prize being $4,000, Taylor gets eliminated pretty quickly for just yelling at the camera and not actually dancing. Jimmy at some point is eliminated and is granted permission to play with his CD player he's been asking for since day one. Let's go! His taste in music is as schizophrenic as you'd imagine. The final two dancers were Trish and Shinji, but being over 5 hours into the dance-off, the two of them just agree to split the prize money. At around, I think it was 4 a.m., Trish and Brian go into the bathroom and moaning can be heard from the hallway, which triggers our very first meter of the season, bathroom cam, something that totally wasn't promised to us from the beginning. After some much needed rest and recuperation from the night prior, Sensei Scott arrives and hosts a grappling tournament, which Shinji goes undefeated in, leading him to the final boss, Judge Jedediah himself.
Whoa! Get him, Shinji!
Get him, Shinji!
Who gives a very WWE-like performance.
16!
Later in the PM, the fish play Jenga, and Jimmy loses his temper, whilst actually losing to duan'ye, and accidentally hits Trish with some friendly fire.
Don't you yell at me, you mad? Damn straight.
It's getting later in the day and rent is due, with Taylor not having enough chips to pay rent. This leads to TJ and Taylor having a very cute exchange in B2, with TJ begging his crush to take some of his chips to stay, and Taylor clearly tapped out of the competition, wanting to donate all of her chips to TJ. And this brings us to the stand-up challenge, an elimination challenge for Taylor, TJ, Jimmy, and Shinji. Though everyone else did get to participate, but for those who are on the chopping block, TJ goes first with a shaggy dog story, essentially a Norm Macdonald style bit where it's just a very long setup that leads to like this lackluster punchline, but that's kind of the humor in it, which is a very difficult style to do. You have to be extremely charismatic to be able to take people through this, you know, pretty crappy story to lead them to this pretty crappy punchline, but that's kind of the whole joke of it. TJ is not that. Jimmy goes next, but forgets to stop going. Honestly, I have no idea what was being said throughout the entire thing. Like TJ, with pretty much when anyone's speaking, I completely spaced out, to the point where the judge himself even had to give him the light.
That's about 16 minutes. You got any bangers in there?
I got more. We ain't seen the top of it yet. I'll go fast. I'll go fast.
Give the funniest one.
Multiple times.
Training in Blues.
17 minutes, Jimmy. You gotta...
This is the last one. I'm guaranteed an audience.
Taylor went next and roasted Jimmy for, well, being Jimmy.
Right before the smoking challenge, he literally begged me to slap him so he can get into the right mindset.
Unfortunately for production, who seemingly wanted her to leave, she ended up having the set of the night, though the bar is set pretty low. Shinji went last and talked about the first time he jerked it in public. They get a poll going with the audience to see who's going home. TJ and Jimmy are practically neck and neck tied the entire time. So the fish up for elimination are then told to go into B2 and tell the fans why they need to stay. And Jimmy, well, he Jimmy maxes. Also finally revealing his tattoo. After the votes are in, the 4 contestants are separated and have bags of silence placed on their heads. One by one, the judge informs the fish individually, letting them know that they're staying in the tank, leaving TJ for last and the fish who is being eliminated. The judge sits him down in the attic for a one-on-one exit interview. He tells TJ that he is the only non-actor in the house and was meant to be the main character.
Did you figure out that you're the only non-paid actor on the show?
I mean, that's what you told me.
Did you figure out that literally everybody else is an actor?
Only because you told me.
Including Taylor, meaning their relationship was not real.
I didn't tell you about Taylor.
She's an actress too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
In particular, does it bother you that Taylor's a paid actress?
I guess a little bit. I was sort of expecting it, I guess. Yeah, I know, it sucks that she's an actress.
Even though it was all fake with Taylor, was it still worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes fake's just as good as the real thing.
I don't know about that, but it was still all worth it, I guess.
And if you're familiar with how production works, these challenges, the elimination challenges, are always skewed to one individual that they want to kick off the show. And the judge reveals the moment he knew TJ had to go.
You remember when I asked you if you wanted to join the initiative group?
Yes.
You remember your moment of hesitation?
Yes.
Do you know that that's when we decided to kick you off the show?
I guess so, yeah.
Because the fans voted for Taylor. They said Taylor had the worst stand-up, so maybe initiative is what you're lacking.
Yeah, I would say so.
I've seen you probably a dozen times where it's obvious you know what you want to do, but you just waver in dealing with people down there.
That's true.
I think what your problem is, part of your problem, maybe your big problem, is you don't immediately do what you know you want to do. And you need to make yourself dumber so that when you have a hot girl or a guy you need to get revenge on or whatever, or stand up and mog him basically, you need to let your dumb animal brain take over in those moments and not think about it.
He then asked TJ if he would like production to put him in contact with Taylor after the show.
Why would I want to date someone that's acting?
Why wouldn't you?
Because it's not real.
Why wouldn't it be real?
Because she's acting.
Who cares?
I do.
Why?
Because that's not how love is supposed to be.
Why not? You were acting too.
How so?
Because we all act to get what we want. You don't show your real face. It doesn't work. You gotta present a facade. Pickup artistry #1, peacocking. Wear a hat. You think a woman would feel like, hey, I'm a freak. Date me. No. You gotta wear a hat and a mask. Told you to start wearing hats.
He also then gives him advice about being a man.
And I told you to wear shoes. You're not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Why did you put shoes on when I told you to put shoes on?
You told me to wear like socks and stuff.
I didn't tell you to wear socks. Are you out of your mind?
I think...
I told you specifically to put shoes on. Because you're walking around with your comfy socks on carpet and it's just this like, that's not how you get hoes.
I don't remember you saying that.
First thing I said to you when you got in here.
Oh.
Come on, hats and shoes. This is step 1. You don't have a hat on and you don't have shoes on, TJ.
Gold Striker winds down the exit interview.
You know what? I got a new problem now. You know what my problem is?
No.
I got to bring one of these actors up here and convince them that they're you. You're the main character. So now I have 4 weeks of show to fill. I got to go down there and pick who? Shinji? Shinji, come on up in here. You be TJ. How's that gonna go?
I don't know.
Bad.
So I'm staying?
No, you're going, but Taylor's not an actress, and neither is anybody else. And you did good, too. Taylor actually likes you. That's a good thing.
And then this happens.
Well, you did lose the game. What do you want us to go? Well, I'll go kick Taylor right now if you want to stay. You want to do that? Say yes. Join the initiative group.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Ground team, you got a problem with that? You're gonna come with me. You're gonna look at her and say, you're getting kicked off the show so that I can stay. And then you're coming right back upstairs and not looking at her anymore. All right?
Okay.
Taylor, who doesn't seem to care, is kicked off the show.
You're getting kicked off the show so I can say.
Sounds good.
While TJ dies quietly in a moral defeat. But we get one more La Bombo for the road.